Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are so excited that you're here. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host for this evening. You are in for such a treat tonight. The story that we have for you tonight is truly amazing and has just, so blessed me to be a part of it, to witness it, to get to hear about it. I'm just so very thankful. So I'm so excited to share Jenny with you tonight. Just going to start with our medical disclaimer. And just so you know, our call will only be for 30 minutes tonight. But what we'll be sharing tonight is for informational, educational purposes only. The products we discuss are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any dis-ease. If you are on medications or have medical conditions or are pregnant or nursing, just like with embarking on any new health regimen, diet, or fitness program, please make sure to check with your preferred healthcare practitioner first. And with that, I am so excited to just introduce you to my sweet friend, Jenny. And just like I said, just you all are in for such a treat. So Jenny, I'm just going to have you come on, and if you will just kind of share why you decided to start with the patches and the results that you've had since.
All right, thank you so much for inviting me here and also share the story. Oh my goodness, my background, I am from Philippines. I grew up in one of the poorest family in the poorest town of Philippines. And it's a hard life. However, I remember during my childhood years, the earliest that I could remember was I was 4 years old, and it was so fun. We go play in the backyard. It's in the field. Bananas, we can just like pick some bananas, ripe bananas from the tree, mangoes, you name it, all the fruits that you can name. And I just remember those moments when being a child, happy, so happy and playing, until the event that took place in our island where a terrorist came and took over everything, and we lost basically everything, right? So I give you that story is because that was the turning point of the joy that was stolen from me, and processing that, it took me a while to know that I did not know that I had some remnants of PTSD during that time, because I remember vividly the image of people like dead, basically laying on the ground. And if my dad did not dug a hole for us to take shelter during that time, I'm not here right now speaking to you. So those were emotional things that I didn't know. It was keep repeating, repeating, repeating. When we are trying to find our identity and trying to really process it, where the mindset of being a victim and now transitioning it to being victorious. And it took me, I would say, over 3 decades of figuring that out, And so I came to America trying to find this big dream here in America, American dream, the land of milk and honey. And it's not like that. So the stress level here is just so different. It's like if the value of peso is like 50 times in American dollar, that was like what, 3 years ago. But what I'm saying is the stress level is like 50 times too, and I didn't know that the emotion keeps repeating and repeating, and the fogginess in my brain, the emotional instability, the hormones is just like, you name it, it's oof, it's just like imbalance. And trying to live life like the way I remember when I was a child, eating organic fruits, eating vegetables just from the backyard, and or everything is just organic, and then here in America, I'm like, I came to America and I got sick. Why is that? So I was like, okay, so I have to do all of this, like the water we drink, the air we breathe, grounding, you name it, right? But it's still there. The remnants of the fogginess, the confusion, it's still there until I was like, you know what, enough is enough. I need to recalibrate my life and just do something about it. And so, of course, as a believer, I try to find peace. I try to find my joy again. I try to really, really work myself into finding that true happiness. And I found it through, of course, when you read the Bible, you establish the intimacy with the Lord. And when you hear that still small voice, and it was obedience when God told me to open an office in Cityplex and join some networking uh, groups until I met Nikki. So when I met Nikki, it was I would say divine appointment, but that remnants of fogginess again is still there, and limiting beliefs, you name it, right? And so I was like, when she let me use the patch, which was it was like X39. I was like, oh, I feel so tired. Oh, I don't know if this is for me. Oh, and then she said, you need to drink plenty of water. Maybe there's so much things going on in your in there that needs to be, purged out. And I'm like, okay, okay, okay. So I do it and I do it until it was like 6 months. It took me 6 months. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I remember the joy, the happiness that I remember when I was 4 years old, 3 years
Mm,
old, even when I was 2 years old.
mm.
I had
Praise
the
the Lord.
vivid vision of me crying. It was like on the dirt road crying, and I asked my mom, like, how old was I when that happened? And I described what I was wearing, and it was just, like so descriptive. And I was like, what? I'm 2 years old during that time. I remember. Oh my goodness. And so I keep like, okay, just trust the process, trust what Nikki said, that, just do it. And there's so many things uh that I have encountered, in the spiritual intimacy with the Lord, the revelation of who I am, clarity, and then that confidence, the joy that comes from within is just sparking. I was like, whoa, all right, this is good. So, and I was like, oh, now I can share this because now I feel like there is a effect, or there is the result, from the technology. And I'm just so happy to share it with people naturally without even selling, which is we're
Mm,
not selling, but
mm,
it was like, because that's my philosophy, where I can only share to people what I believe is true, what I believe that is made impact into my life. And so I was just so happy and excited that now in John 10:10, that is basically the scripture that describe the whole aspect of my existence, which, the enemy will steal, kill, destroy. I have those experiences, traumatic experiences, but Jesus came to give us life that is more abundant. And that abundance that he was selling in experience, based from my understanding about it, is the not only in physical, mental abundance, spiritual, but also health abundance. The Zoe life, that we live life joyfully, you know? And I'm so thankful for this experience, and also the technology. I told Nikki, I said, I cannot go on with this journey, with this task that God has given me, to be a sparker of joy in the marketplace, without this technology. So I said, I need to do something about this. So yeah, thank you. And that's basically my story. And I'm grateful.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing, Jenny. Do you mind telling us how old you are?
Right now,
Yeah, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Just how many
this,
years young are you?
no, this is my 4 years of existence. But I
Awesome.
feel like I am what, 16, 18 years old.
That's awesome. That's awesome to get your joy and your energy back. I mean, that this is why we all do what we do. I mean, when she sent me the text, I had no idea when I introduced her to the technology that she was struggling, for joy and behind the scenes just with, trauma. I had no idea any of that was going on. And like she said, like it took her 6 months. Like I honestly, I haven't worked with anyone to where it's taken that long for them to not be tired anymore. But just the fact that she was willing to go through the process, that's the amazing thing about our bodies is that we were designed to heal. Our divine design, God has designed our bodies to heal. And so when we give them what they need, the support that they need, our body can do the job that it was designed to do. And that's all this technology is. It is a tool that supports the divine design that allows our bodies to operate the way that they are intended to operate and to have that kind of regeneration going on. And so to be a part of getting to hear that and just, I mean, thank you for sticking with it. Thank you for trusting me enough to just stick with it because most of the people, I mean, there's so many people that I will have sometimes that are tired and they give up, I mean, within days, like they don't even make it a week. So, what would you say to those people? What would you say is on the other side? Like, why should they go ahead and put? Because, like, y'all don't understand. Jenny is very, very high functioning from early in the morning to very, very late at night. Like, I don't think I could keep up with her and all the things that she does. So the fact that her body was like, please let me rest, please let me get some rest, was really real for her. Like her body really needed that ability to regenerate and heal. So what would you say to somebody, Jenny, who just is like, oh, it's so tired and I just don't think I can get through it? What would you tell them?
I would tell them trust the process and also pray that let's say meeting you or meeting everybody here, when we share this technology to people, of course we have our authentic self to say this would help you, right? And for the people who are still in the limiting beliefs, for the people who are still in the fogginess of which direction I should take. Because nowadays, with all of these things happening in this world, the stress level, our nervous system is really in a flight or fight mode.
Mhm.
And using the Aeon and the X39, guys, that is the tool for you to be a superhuman. I mean, yes, I'm on a purpose where I want to joyfully live life where I can provide those systems that provide a bridge for people. And with this technology, clarity. I mean, I can just like the supernatural giftings of I can sense, I can read people's I would say mind, mental telepathy, all of those technology that we can access. This tool can help us maximize and optimize our true potential. So if you are still like, I don't know, I don't have money, I'm not sure, all of those excuses, I think you need it. So I think you just like trust the process, listen to the people who share this technology to you, and just like, let me give this a try, 6 months just for me. This 2026, let me do this just for me. Let me invest for myself.
Mhm.
So if I were you, you do that because you will find your joy again. You will find that smile, the imagination, the dreams, the you name it, all of those things that make you joyfully live life. So yeah, go ahead and purchase, and of course use it, faithfully.
Absolutely. Yes, I love that. Just to have that vitality back and enjoying life because yes, we have been given a gift in our life. And so to truly embrace that and offer that joy and that gift to other people as well. And so Jenny, your joy just comes out and I'm sure everyone else is feeling it through the screen and just so excited for you as well. So I love that so much. So thank you so much for sharing tonight. I'm just going to go over the technology real quickly so you know what other things it has to offer you. So it's an FDA recognized general wellness product. It's a class 1 medical device, completely non-transdermal. So this is what they look like, tiny little patches that you put on. So there's nothing transferring from the center of that patch into your body. It's sealed with medical grade plastic on both sides. So there's no chemicals, no stimulants, no drugs, no interaction, no vitamins. Nothing is coming in from the center of this patch transferring to your body. It works in a completely different mechanism, and I'll explain that in a minute. It's organic amino acids and salts in a crystal lattice structure. That's a scientific term, a crystal lattice structure that's reflective, like a mirror, that's reflecting your own body's light back into itself. And I'll explain that a little bit more here in a minute. But hypoallergenic adhesive, this has a 96% effectiveness rate. So when Jenny's talking about the fact that you just need to give it time for you, for yourself, do this for yourself to feel good, for you to come into a different type of mindset, even to have that vitality and that energy. This 96% effectiveness rate is what is so amazing about this technology, is that you may not feel it. Jenny was having detoxification, results to where her body wanted to rest so that it could regenerate. And she did stick with it and she pushed through, even with her crazy schedule that she lives her life at every day, like full speed ahead every single day. And yet she just went with it, which was amazing to me. And I'm so thankful. And so it's also extremely affordable. That's what's crazy, is that anything that you would even compare this to on the market, when you look at the list of things that this can do for you, we're talking easily $400 that you would spend on a monthly basis to do what one tiny little technology does. And those don't have a 96% effectiveness rate. That's what's crazy, is if I'm looking at supplements or something like that, you're going to spend all this money, but your body has to be able to use those properly. That's what's this bypasses that entire digestive system, which is so amazing. Patented technology. We have over 200 patents. There's over 90 clinical studies. We are continuing to build on that. Our inventor, scientist, founder, David Schmidt, is not stopping his scientific work in the lab. He's continuing to do more and more studies on this technology to see what it's doing for people. So there's really no product in the world that does what this technology does. The only thing it compares to even closely, and it's not a great comparison, is a stem cell injection. But that is going to be local. When you go in to get that, they will tell you that they have no idea if it's going to work for you. Okay. The comparison is no idea if it's going to work, or 96% effective. Okay. And then you have, again, there's no injections. It's completely non-invasive. You just put it on every single day. Those are thousands and thousands of dollars to get what you hope is going to work for you. I have seen them work for some people. I have seen them not work for others. So you just never know. This technology is working whether you feel it or not. Jenny was feeling a detox reaction for 6 months of being tired, but just knowing that her body needed to get stuff out. Like she said, it needed to purge. It needed to move some things out. And she was willing to trust her body with that. So we can go slower. You can work with the person who invited you to the call tonight. There's ways to use the technology slower if you need to do that, to let your body do that at a slower process, which is fantastic. The amazing thing is with this patch is you put it on, and if there's something that you need to try to control or change or do something, you just take it off. That's it. It doesn't get any easier than that. You haven't ingested anything that now you just have to go through the process no matter what is happening, or injected something and you're just stuck. This is all you have to do is take it off. That's what's so amazing. So how does it actually work? It works through a process called photobiomodulation, which is a big word for light making change in the body. So you all actually already understand what this is, because every time the sun hits your skin and your eyes, it tells your body to make vitamin D. That vitamin D then goes and does what it was designed to do in the body. Again, it's the body doing the work. The sun was just the light switch that caused that vitamin D to react and do what it needed to do. So this technology is using your own body's infrared light. So we emit a low-grade infrared light out from everywhere in our body. So when we put this patch on, that infrared light hits the center of this patch and reflects back into the body, turning on a very specific peptide called GHK copper peptide. So think about it this way. When you watch a movie and they're looking through night vision goggles and they're talking about seeing a heat signature, scientifically, that is light. That heat is a light source, okay? So that light source is hitting the center of this patch from your body, going back into your body, turning on GHK copper peptide. GHK copper peptide is considered the fountain of youth because of all the things it does. Please go to patchtheway.com, Patch theway.com, and you can see all of our clinical studies. You can see all of the patents. You can see all the things that GHK copper peptide does in the body as well, or Google that, and you will see all the things that it does. The first thing that we talk to people about is regenerative. It gets regenerative cells up and working on your body's behalf. So by the time you're 30, only half of your regenerative cells are any longer working on your behalf. That's the normal natural aging process that our bodies go through, is they just stop working. So this turns those back on. By the time you're 60, you only have about 10% that are any longer working for you. So when you think about people or your own life between 30 and 60, you can think of aches, pains, illness, disease. All of these things start to set in because your regenerative cells are not working. So this helps those get back up and get going. Again, it's the light switch. That's all it is. It's your body's natural process that is working to do all of the work. All the regenerative work is all about your body. So first thing is regenerative cells, then which is why Jenny had the reaction she had too, just establishing that overall balance, that overall vitality, is your cardiovascular system. So this is going to support your entire cardiovascular system at the mitochondrial level, your heart, your blood vessels, the lining of your blood vessels. All of that is being supported by GHK copper peptide. Collagen. Most people think that collagen is just hair, skin, and nails. It's not. It's literally the glue that holds your body together. So your fascia, your ligaments, your tendons, all of those things are getting up and running again together, working together. And when you combine collagen with regenerative cells, those two decline at about the same rate in the body. So when you get those up and working on your body's behalf now, it's why people have such a wide variety of results. The next thing is your brain. So Jenny talked about that brain fog clearing, just feeling like she was in a constant fog, just helping that clarity come back for her, just to have that vitality and feel like herself again, feel like she has been restored and renewed to the joy that she knew when she was a little girl. And so I love that so much. So just having that brain support for your brain to work properly, for you to be able to not be in that victim mindset like she talked about, and just get back to being able to handle life not in a fight or flight fashion, but just in that relaxed, state that deals with things as they come your way. And then no matter what it is, you can choose to deal with that with joy. You can choose to be thankful. You can choose to be positive. You can do all of those things because now your body has what it needs to put those thoughts in the right places, which is what's so amazing. And then your immune system. Right now, especially this time of year, we're around all kinds of colds and sickness. And so to have that immune system established and working at a very high functioning rate, all of us should be happy. I'm sure we're all taking vitamin C and doing all those things too, but this is just naturally going to support that overall immune system. Your immune system is what controls whether your body breaks down to have an illness or disease as well. Just so to have that support so that your body is able to detoxify properly, to get rid of things that are causing you trauma or problems, or aches or pains. It's helping to reduce that inflammation. Makes a huge difference for your immune system to be working properly. So those are just 5 quick things that GHK copper peptide does in the body. There's over 80 different things that it does, which is truly remarkable. So I highly recommend you look that up. Like Jenny said, hydration is always key. And like she recommended, give this 6 months, give yourself 6 months. And especially if you're not feeling anything, like my husband doesn't feel anything, but we've seen it in his test results. We've seen the changes in his test results. So you got to give the technology long enough so that you can go back into the doctor, that you can run that regular blood work, and then you can see those changes, which is what's so amazing. Thankfully, Jenny felt it. Jenny had this lift of being able to come back to herself and just have that restoration that she was looking for. And ultimately, all of that, like she said, all of it comes down to the Lord, right? From the way our bodies operate to the way that it regenerates to the people that he leads us to, that she was open, that she was willing to go into places, even though she was struggling, with some trauma things, she was still willing to put herself out there, to put her in places to where the Lord could allow her to meet people that were supposed to come across her path. And so I'm so thankful that that God brought us together, that he allowed me to be in your life, and that he was willing to use me to be a part of your amazing story and help you, Jenny. And I'm so, so very thankful. So so that is 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I forgot to say that. I put mine on in the morning when I get up. I take them off at night when I go to bed. You can wear them anywhere on the body. So I think when I first got together with Jenny, we put them on her back, but you can wear them anywhere. If you have a spot of pain or a spot that's stiff, you can put this technology anywhere, because that infrared light is everywhere in our body. It comes out at every point. So it's going to be stimulated. It's going to turn on GHKCU, but your body then will decide how to use that GHKCU and what order to go in to try to fix things. And so I'm so thankful that Jenny was willing to stick with the process, because it took 6 months for her to get to a place to where that mental capacity and that fog and that, just not feeling herself, all of that then was lifted. And as you could see tonight, total absolute joy to everyone that she's around. And I'm just so thankful to get to know her and get to see her and just get to learn. I mean, I didn't even know when I introduced this technology to her that she was going through all of that. So you never know how the Lord's going to use you. And so just be willing to share this technology with whoever you come across, because it is a tool that can truly change someone's life. So with that, make sure you get back to the person who invited you to the call tonight. Please tell them, just like Jenny said, just get started. Get started today. Don't wait any longer. But thank you so much for being here tonight and sharing this 30 minutes with us. We pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much, Jenny. Good night.
Good night. God bless. Thank you, Miss Jenny.
God bless.